welcome to Deadline Studio.
Thank you.
Well, how does it feel to be here at Cannes celebrating 25 years of Fast and Furious? I mean, I can't believe it's been 25 years.
I know. It's insane. I watched the movie yesterday and it holds up so beautifully. And I was talking to Donna Langley after, who's the studio boss, and I was like, it's kind of perfect in the way like every character has an arc and the action's so visceral. Like Meadow was next to me and she was like, oh, like, and it's so nice because it's devoid of all the special effects, and yet it's in its purity. It's really, really good. So I felt really happily surprised by that. And then to be at Cannes, it's Cannes. it's absolutely, and to watch Vin do the red carpet and Michelle and I were dancing, it was just so happy. It was so joyous.
It's funny how you mentioned that it was a kind of pure experience without all the effects. I feel like I wish there was more of that now and we could go back to that.
I agree, especially now with AI and we have all the tools, and yet I think humans like watching humans be human. Yeah. That's not a very articulate way of saying it, but I hope that for the finale we sort of go back to its pure essence. I think that would be really great.
When you speak of the finale, you're referring to the next film that's coming out in 2028.
Yes.
What can you tease about that, if anything, or hint maybe at what you'd like to see?
I would love to see, again, like sort of a call back to the first one. I'm biased. I really love the first one and I really love the fifth one because, again, the stunts are very practical. There's less special effects. There's less, it's just less grand. And I think that's what the audience is drawn to. And I kind of think that's what we owe our fans. And I love, like, there was a line Mia said, she refers to her family as a team. Because I think Brian says something like, oh, you guys are a gang. And I'm like, no, we're a team. And I love that sentiment. So, and I know nothing about the plot, so I couldn't even give away anything if I wanted to. But I'm dying to read the script.
I would love to see that immediately, please. But
and it should be in LA. That's my other thing.
Oh,
I really think it should be in LA. LA was a character in the first one. And again, it's going back to like the purity of all the different cultures within LA, and Rob shot LA so beautifully. So hopefully it's set in LA as well.
Bring back shooting to LA.
Yes,
please. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit again about last night's experience. Obviously, it was a kind of emotional night in some ways. And I'm wondering how it felt to have Paul's daughter Meadow with you for this special moment.
It was such a weird roller coaster because there was this huge contrast between arriving and there was so much fanfare and the steps are so iconic and so there was this high, and then it was also very bittersweet because you see Paul again and you remember, like, I just, he was right there and Meadow was next to me and I felt very protective of her. So yeah, it was very bittersweet because but I think it's important that he's always present somehow.
Let's go back right to the beginning. Tell me a moment where you realized that the cast on the first film, you had this friendship moment. You realized, okay, I'm locked in with these people.
We weren't. At first, I was staying at the Standard in LA on Sunset, and I would watch Big Brother every night, and I was a dork. I would like memorize my lines, and I was sort of I didn't come out of my shell till much later. So now I'll stay up with the cast and we're on a text chain and we'll stay up till 5 a.m. reminiscing. But back then I was sort of like this nerd who was also going to college and ordering salads at the Standard. It's so embarrassing to say.
No, I think that's so cute. Looking back on the franchise as a whole, what is maybe a moment that you will always treasure, either on screen or off screen?
Well, there was a moment last night when we were all in the lobby and I was like, this feels like the old school junkets where we would go to Rome and we would go to Spain and it was just so fun and we were all together and there was no drama, and so that's really fun. And then I think shooting in Rio is also one of my favorite moments. And also shooting in Puerto Rico where I tore my hand open, but I knew that Paul was such a badass with stunts and he would do everything himself. So I was like, I need to keep it together and I'm not getting stitches until we're done with this scene. And so I kind of earned my stripes.
Were all the guys impressed that you managed to
Paul
hold it
was.
together?
That's all that mattered to me. He was like, yeah, she's got it. So that was really cool.
Meanwhile, you're kind of sticking your hand back together with super glue.
We actually did initially, and then we finally went to the ER and stitched it up properly. I think no, the scar's
You
gone.
still got the scar?
Unfortunately, it's gone. Unfortunately, but
That
I would
be
have
a
liked
cool
to have
scar.
it. I know.
Oh my
I
God.
agree.
Yeah, you're actually in production on something at the moment. What can you tell us about it?
I'm super. So I keep forgetting that I'm going I'm going to go to Montreal, and then we've got table read, and I think we start shooting in about 2 weeks. I'm on this Little Marvin show called Bishop, and it's starring John Malkovich and Jennifer Jason Leigh and Joel Kinnaman. And so I just keep pinching myself, and the scripts are so good, and it's dark and funny and edgy, and I play this badass detective named Kat, and I'm so excited, and I'm really going for it, so it's going to be fun.
I love a detective story. What did you mine for research to play that role?
I shadowed detectives in San Francisco, and I did a 5-hour ride along where I saw some. I wasn't expecting
What
to
happened
see
on the
as
ride
much.
along?
We did do a bust, and I was sort of in the passenger seat, and the criminal looked straight at me as they were, and I was really, really scared. But it was fun to see the sort of the posturing you have to have and the different sort of attitude and also how interesting it is that they called bullshit on a lot of stuff they're like, don't do this in your cop show. DNA is not where it's at. It's all about digital evidence. It's all about photographs. And don't let them call us detectives. We're inspectors in San Francisco. So it was really cool. And I also met 2 badass female detectives in LA and sort of picked their brains. And I was really interested in how much their job bleeds into their private life and how impossible it is to sort of put your job away. So that was really, really helpful to me.
I'm so jealous you got to do all that.
Oh, it was so fun. My kids were really jealous too.
Oh, really?
And also the female detectives showed up with their guns in this posh coffee shop on Sunset. I was just like, yeah. It was very cool.
You're like, look at me. These are my friends.
But I was also just to be vain for a second. I was like, can you guys have manicures? And does your hair have to be a certain length? And they were like, yeah, you don't have to. Because I was like, I really don't want to cut my hair short and not wear makeup. So what are the rules? And so, yeah.
I would be there with you. Yeah. So on the subject of Fast and Furious, what do you feel like is its legacy? And you could speak to the first film or the franchise as a whole.
There's no other franchise where it's the same core characters. I also think that we had diversity before that became a thing. And it wasn't it was just, it came very naturally. Yeah, and also this collection of amazing actors that we have, Charlize joined and Helen Mirren, and it's just with every single one, I'm kind of pinching myself. But I do think the legacy itself is the diversity and the values, which is kind of ironic given that we're low-key criminals.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy for you getting this opportunity to celebrate at Cannes 25 years.
It's pretty awesome.
Wild as that is, where does the time go?
Thank you. Thank you.